asking any questions whatsoever. He's just like, who's the name of the father of the child? And he's like, this is the name. Okay, great. Joint custody. Done. Next story.
Probably.
That's a bit ridiculous.
A little bit ridiculous, I would agree with that statement.
Although this power usage of this Chromebook is not ridiculous.
Has it not used any power?
Yeah, I mean, and all the time I've had this thing on, it's only used 20-30%, and it's 6 hours.
In Rochester, Michigan, about their effort to protect other rape victims
Okay, Google sounds
from
better.
facing painful legal circumstances.
It's 1:59.
I don't understand why
That's
they
actually
thought
really
that they
good.
needed
Yep.
to
And it's Asus.
give him joint
It's
legal
even good
custody.
brand.
He was my rapist.
Tiffany was 12 in 2008 when she says Christopher Mirasolo forced himself on her in an abandoned house near Detroit. Now 21, she's raising her 8-year-old son on her own. She agreed to go on camera, but asked that we use only her first name.
I was kidnapped for 2 days. I didn't know if I was ever going to go home. He threatened to kill me and my best friend if we told anyone.
Mirasolo was given a plea deal for attempted third-degree criminal sexual conduct and served 6.5 months in county jail.
God damn.
That's it?
What the fuck?
Again.
Hey?
What
That's
the-
it?
He kidnapped and raped a person?
No,
And
no,
he-
I think that was was it the
No,
first
that
one?
was that one.
Really?
Yeah. What?
Wow.
That's a terrible prosecutor.
Yep.
What? I've never known a prosecutor not to try and go for the maximum.
For real, though.
I mean, prosecutors live for that. You
They
always hear-
fucking get their rock of like, oh yeah, I'm gonna send you away for a really long time. Ugh. I'm gonna fucking jerk off after that tonight, too. It's gonna be great. I'm gonna put your ass behind bars like a jerk.
I mean, hell, prosecutors send away innocent people to prison just to keep their numbers up.
That's true.
So, what the fuck? What the fuck, prosecutor, for wherever the hell this
And after being
thing is in Michigan?
Michigan. Hey,
What
high
the
kick.
fuck, Michigan?
High kick. It's high kick state. What do you expect? And Dakota state.
I mean,
What do you
Michigan is a
expect?
shithole.
Ooh. I mean, have you seen the guys that we hang out with?
convicted of raping
Have you seen
another
Michigan?
victim between the ages of 13 and 15 years old in 2010. But last
13,
month,
15
Sanilac
years
County
old.
prosecuting attorney James V. Young and Sanilac District Court Judge Gregory Ross signed a paternity order that gives Tiffany's attacker joint legal custody of their son and the right to pursue parenting time.
I was receiving government assistance, and they told me if I did not tell them who the father was of my child, that they would take that away from me.
What kind of things come up when you hear his name and see his face?
Horrible things, horrible images, flashbacks.
The Sanilac County Prosecutor's Office said it prepared a standard order that is used in all paternity cases and that Tiffany was required to cooperate as a condition of receiving financial assistance.
What did you think about their request?
That it was crazy.
Why?
Because I have been taking care of him for 8 years. I gave up high school, I gave up prom, I gave up my friends to raise a baby and go to work.
Tiffany's attorney, Rebecca Kiesling, says this case reveals a troubling nationwide gap in the way states deal with rape victims who request aid.
There's no policy. I've had
Is that
rape
lightning?
victims who were
Yes.
cut off from state aid because they couldn't name
Oh,
the
right,
rapist
right,
because they were
It was
abducted
lightning.
by a stranger or because a sex trafficker kidnapped them and raped them.
Attorneys for
All right. So that woman's face fucking scares me. Like it's flat.
Mm-hmm.
Like she got hit in the fucking face with a goddamn frying pan as a kid, but then her eyes are
She
like
just
right
ironed.
there.
She just ironed it all down.
Like, let's back that ass up a little bit. There's a little bit of
Tiffany
shit.
and Mirasola,
Rapists because they were abducted.
Just look at
By a
that.
stranger.
Look at that.
Or
Look at
because,
that.
I mean,
a sex
look at the
trafficker.
It scares
cheekbones
me.
on that.
It
That-
scares
that
me.
cut fucking diamonds with those.
It fucking scares me, man.
kidnapped them and raped them.
Yeah,
attorneys for
There's no,
Tiffany
like,
and Mirasola
eye
say
inlets,
they
it's
are
just
now
like-
working privately to reach a settlement. For CBS This Morning, Tony
That girl's
DeCola,
really-
Sandusky, Michigan.
she probably has
She's
self-
got
Sanilac
the
County
phone now.
Prosecutor's Office says it
probably doesn't
plans
have
to
much
conduct
self-esteem.
Yeah, but I don't have much self-esteem.
Yeah, but women gain weight easier.
Yeah. Fucking muscles. Alright.
Alright.
Ooh. I
And
like
of course,
this.
California Governor Moonbeam strikes again.
I like it though. I like that. That's kind of good and kind of bad. It's good for people.
I mean, it's a mixed bag.
Deserved and that deserve a new start. I mean, they can still deny people based on it, but asking them about it,
What's your story?
No,
serious.
You said roll the video and then you would talk about the next story. Yeah. Yeah, you did. Just literally cover the story before I rolled the video. That's why I got up to go get a drink. I'll get up to go do drinks. Get drinks on my story.
Well, it's because we were rolling the video.
No, because see, I covered the fucking cross one. And that was the judge order. So there you go. Get Swifty. Fuck you, it's your fucking thing. Read it, bitch.
Fuck yeah. Fine. Goddamn.
Why do you always do this? It's like every time he just secretly tries to get out of reading his share of stories, and I'm like, no. Stop that, Kenneth. You know that shit doesn't work on you. It never works. Asshole.
New law says employers can't ask applicants about criminal past. An estimated one out of
Estimated wow. I love that he just instantly is taken aback by that. Just what?
1 out of 3 Californian adults has an arrest or conviction record. God damn.
Well, technically,
California, what the hell is going wrong with you?
Well, technically, speeding tickets, because like if you don't plead guilty if you don't plead not guilty or whatever, those still count as convictions whenever you do those. So a conviction is just closing of a case on anything, speeding tickets or otherwise. Doesn't mean you're actually fucking put into anything. But yeah. But that's why, like, I think, is it Texas's or is it just the federal law where it's like, as long as I think it's mostly Texas law where it's like, if it's a Class C misdemeanor or below, like, it asks you, is it a Class C misdemeanor or whatever, and that discludes fucking traffic tickets and stuff. As long as it's below a certain class, which traffic tickets thankfully are, because everybody gets those. Anyway.
If employers weed out applicants who check yes for have you ever been convicted of a crime, which that is the lowest bar, it's like, oh, you stole a pack of gum, shoplifting, well, you're a criminal.
Yeah.
Question on a job application, they could be preventing millions of Golden State residents from getting a paycheck.
Which is true.
These applicants also tend to be people of color, since African American and Latinos are arrested at much higher rates, often for crimes committed in equal numbers by whites. Which is true. Governor Moonbeam recently signed sweeping ban-the-box legislation starting January 1st prevents employers from asking applicants about conviction history on an initial application for employment.
I feel like that's reasonably fair.
Yeah, because this is initial application.
Yeah, which again is what you do in the first place. But I mean, like, once they, get you through it, they'll get a background check, or they should. They should do a background check.
Do a background check, or if there's like a round 2,
But see, that's the thing is like, this is why I'm totally on board for this, because like, there's a lot of people that won't even get a chance because like they were in jail for something they did. I don't know. That's one of those things I was talking to my mom about too, especially since I've been working for that nonprofit, GED place. There's a lot of people that made mistakes at some point in their life and dropped out of college and dropped out of school or whatever. Shit, I made mistakes in my life, ended up in juvenile detention. Well, even though that one really wasn't too much my fault, but still, I still ended up in a shitty place because of it. And if that would have been on my record, you know how fucked I'd be right now? Like, nth level fucked. But that's the kind of thing that happens to some of these people. Was that my phone? My phone vibrating? I guess that was. I thought it sounded like my fucking air conditioner kicking on it for a minute. But I mean, these people, they'd be fucked without anything, and like, people don't even give them a second chance. It's just like as we experienced with the DAP kids. Everyone treated them like they were trash on earth because they were in DAP. Some of them were little shits, but some of them were actually okay. I talked to like some of them, when I was in there. So, It's like the same thing. School prison pipeline, blah, blah, blah. He's covered that before.
Yep.
So
Check it out on my channel, twitch.tv/rainingdeath909. It is a part of...
it's probably one of the... Did you... No, that VOD's probably gone by now, unless you archived it.
I think I might have. Okay, then youtube.com / I don't know, whatever the fuck my channel crazy.
Whatever the fuck my channel.
Well, because you get the channel and it's all like strings of numbers and shit.
Oh yeah, I have an actual channel ID for mine. Mine's been around forever. You have to have like a certain number of subscribers to claim it now. I saw that when I made a new one recently.
Yeah, so go to my Twitch, links are there to my YouTube, check it out.
Did you upload it to YouTube?
I'm going to assume yes.
I'm going to assume yes. Yeah, at least he's confident in his assumption. I, on the other hand, am probably going to go with no.
But it's a very interesting conversation that we had, 2-3 hour conversation about the school-to-prison pipeline and how prisoners are used in all kinds of manufacturing and such to the benefit of some of the largest corporations in America, which we covered a story last week about that as well.
I was actually telling my mom that story recently because she was like, well, a lot of these people are bad people and they don't deserve shit. I was like, well, that's true. Those people don't deserve shit, but there's some people that, they're put in that don't deserve to be, treated like slaves. Because, I mean, to be fair, murderers, rapists, whatever, they deserve to be treated however. At some point, I don't care. But, the people that do, like, small-time crime, like that guy that's in there in fucking jail for 20 years for having a gram of marijuana.
Yeah.
He doesn't deserve to be a slave forever.
No.
Things like that. Yep. Violent crimes that results anything with death or like completely life changing for somebody, like super violent crime or something like that. Oh yeah, fuck it, slave labor. Fuck you. I don't care about you. Your life was forfeit the moment you took somebody else's. But other than that, no. Go ahead, carry on.
So the bill's lead author, Assemblyman Kevin McCarthy of Sacramento, said in a statement that it will eliminate barriers to employment, reduce recidivism, and give people with conviction histories an opportunity to demonstrate their ability to be productive, contributing members of our society, which is,
I mean, that's good. I mean, like, they'll ace the interview, but then then employers will actually have to make hard decisions. Like, this guy that aced the interview knows what he's talking about, seems like a really good guy, but he has that conviction record.
He did the drugs.
Yeah. Well, probably in California, seeing as it's reasonably laid back.
Well, then he did the heroin.
Yeah. He did the harder drugs. He's fit for Hollywood. I don't know. But yeah, it's like here, I feel like in Texas especially, you just get implicitly denied for anything. I've stopped saying that I was Hispanic recently.
Oh yeah?
Because I used to claim that since I am, and that's what I claim for taxes. When I do the EO verifications, and like, you don't have to apply, but I feel like knowing how old white people think, this is terribly racist, but I feel like knowing how they think, if you put, I don't wish to, whatever, I feel like that just either pisses them off and makes them not even want to try.
He's like, they're one of those blacks, even though they're not saying.
Yeah, they're one of those millennials, probably. They're probably one of those transgender whatever.
Disabled, transgendered people.
Yep.
No, trans, non-binary, disabled, whatever the fuck.
Is there another one further than that?
I'm sure they're gonna find.
I'm sure there is, but yeah, no. I mean, we talk mad shit about that stuff.
If one of them came up, a trans disabled
came up where for the jobs over here?
No.
Oh, okay.
I mean, in a story we covered, remember where people were pissed off at that one college for rolling over for all the demands?
Oh yeah, the black trans disabled.
Yeah, the black trans disabled.
Like right after you kept saying that. You literally kept saying that.
That
exists.
exists.
All of a sudden, this black trans disabled person. Hello, sir, ma'am. I mean, just hello. Hey, how are you? They looked fine to me.
I think you might have looked at a different person. I'm just saying.
I think that was the person they interviewed there, was the black trans disabled
No, it was in a picture of the black trans disabled person.
There was a fucking video of it, and it was the person that was talking.
I don't know. Just Google it. Black trans disabled person.
No, we're not doing this.
Google it.
Nope, carry on. By the way, we're only finishing these last 4 articles, and then we're signing off for that. It's already 11.
The bill joins AB 118 of 2013, which pretty much applies the same rules to government employers, Additionally, the city of LA passed its own ban-the-box law for private employers that took effect in January. All these laws say employers can conduct background checks, but not until the candidates receive a job offer. Oh,
Which
that's
is-
even more advanced. That means
Which
like,
is normal.
would you like to take this job? And then we're going to run background checks.
Yeah. Because, like, they still have to have the ability to deny you if they find
Yeah.
that they don't want your background. Yeah.
The idea that people are disproportionately shut out of the job market, sometimes arguably people who need a regular paycheck the most, are shown the door the minute that they check that box. When
Yep.
the conviction records go off the table, job seekers have a shot at showing who they really are, supporters of the legislation say.
And I, like I said, I'm completely on board with this. Should I be completely on board if Texas did some of this? So then, like, everybody could actually, get interviewed probably or whatever. It'd be great if that, like, for a lot of companies, they didn't, like, make you do the voluntary EEO thing. They say it's voluntary, but they don't let you, like, you have to choose to not answer a thing. Like, they don't let you just skip it completely. You have to choose to not answer. That's the part that, like, bothers me the most. Because, like I said, knowing these people, some of these HR people that are women probably won't care. But I feel like some of these older HR professionals will look at that and they'll be like, wait, I don't even want to deal with figuring out whatever this person is. Whenever I have Joe Schmo over here that's an upstanding white male or whatever. Something like that. Or an upstanding black man even,
Or maybe
racism.
these companies would be like, we have to fill that quota from these kinds of people. Ah, we got an applicant for that. Let's fill it.
Yeah, that too. So, that's always one of those things. And that's why, like, I don't know. I figure, from what I've seen in the IT industry, it's mostly white people, though. So that's why I'm gunning for that demographic. Now, shit, if I'm Asian, I'd probably get hired immediately. But I can't
I'm
pass.
turning Japanese.
Do what? Oh, sorry. I'm turning Japanese. I think I'm turning Japanese. I really think so.
Okay, next.
Oh, next. Ohio police officer fired. Video showed officer beating up driver after traffic stop. I
Roll
assume
the
it's a
video.
I'm gonna roll the video.
Your discretion is advised. If you have small children, please remove them from the room.
And if you have small children, I'm gonna watch that
Look at me! Look at me! Stop!
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw it. Alright, step up. Face away from me. Face away from me.
Yeah, damn. Give the man a second to respond to the damn order.
Get back now.
They are actually trying
What
to
are
find
you
it.
doing? What is doing, Mommy?
Mm-hmm.
Mommy, what the fuck is doing? Oh my god.
Now that's not okay because he's
No.
punching them. That part's right.
I guess that's the release.
What's your response about it? I mean, I'm gonna have to go on here and say the dude was resisting arrest. If after he got pulled, he would have just stopped, because you could see he was trying to like fish and move out of it.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah, because I know, like, normally I'm always wary of anything that's always like resisting arrest because, if you look at a cop wrong, oh, you're resisting arrest.
yeah,
I mean, how that cop asked if you had a screw. Ask.
he
Yeah.
just got knocked away there. I don't know if it was a gun or maybe it might have been his taser. Who knows?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, that guy was fairly obviously resisting arrest, though.
Mm-hmm.
So, I don't know. It's hard to tell.
But also-
it sounded like he asked the other officer if he had a taser on him,
Mm-hmm.
and like I don't know, he was tasered or.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'll say
Apparently this guy falsified police reports.
According to an internal investigation report. Anybody seen it?
Yeah. And then, I mean, honestly, the cop could have given the guy an extra second to respond to his order.
Yeah.
'Cause he's like, turn around, and then take down.
That's true.
Turn around, take down.
But still, even if that happened to you as somebody that's willing to comply, you should just chill.
Yeah.
I mean, I understand at that point, you know, whatever, he started receiving us. It's basically what would happen, like, basically to Panda or whatever, in a nutshell. Like, the dude... I don't know. They deserve whatever they get, both of them. Dude deserve to get beat? Sure. Not really, not by cops, but deserve to get beat? Sure. But, and the cop, you know, deserves to probably get his job, you know, suspended or something? Sure. Mm-hmm. That's it. I don't know what else to say about that. It's not as, like, this one's not one of those clear-cut cases as much as, like, the police planting evidence in Baltimore. I brought that up recently to somebody, and they're like, what? I hadn't heard about that. I was like, oh, yeah, dude, we covered stories about that. And that's the same thing. I always bring up, I'm like, oh, we covered stories about that. But nobody comes and watches, because nobody cares.
Yeah.
Hey, look, it's that, The Hill story.
Roll this video.
Okay.
Now, the Trump Republican tax proposal that's before us today. This proposal is being pushed by Senator Cruz's campaign contributors,
Look at that
some of the
Schweiner
wealthiest
motherfucker.
people in this country, by the Koch brothers who are worth $90 billion. Why are they pushing this agenda? Because 80% of the tax breaks in this proposal will go to the top 1%. In fact, 30% of the middle class will end up paying more in taxes. 40% of the tax benefits will go to the top 0.1%. This is massive tax breaks for the wealthy. And then the other thing they do in order to pay for their tax breaks, you know what they do? They cut Medicaid over a 10-year period by $1 trillion, throwing 15 million Americans off of the health insurance.
I love, like, Ted's reaction.
He's like, I don't have anything I can say to us about that.
They cut Medicare by $470 billion. So what this is, in fact, is a proposal, which is right on the floor of the Senate right now. Senator Cruz and I, going back tomorrow, we're going to continue the debate. It is a Robin Hood proposal in reverse. They're taking from the working families and the poor, and they're giving to the rich. It's a proposal that must be defeated.
Thank you, Senator.
Absolutely correct. Everything in that is absolutely on point. I don't think there's anything in that anybody could dispute.
Oh, and that's exactly what all the story is.
Yep.
Who's covering this one? I don't know. Well, we didn't really cover the police thing and then talk about it. Yeah. Yes, it is, man. Oklahoma school adopts policy requiring students to stand during the national anthem, and I realize that I need more alcohol for this ship. As we continue this, no, isn't this related to something we had talked about recently?
Well, yeah, I think it's part of it because the whole football players kneeling during the anthem.
Well, not just that, but there was a part where a kid got in trouble for this or something.
Yeah,
like that
there was. There was last week's school. Or, like, Louisiana required all their schools to have their students.
Yeah, something like that. We covered a story last week or a couple of weeks ago. Either way. All right, carry on. A small Oklahoma school district has adopted a new policy that dictates how students should behave during the national anthem. I assume, and, of course, to all those protests. The new policy at Stewart Public Schools, which is about 20 minutes west of McAllister, not to be confused with McAllen or the other McAllister, like Texas and shit, it's spelled in a weird way, says that students, athletes, and spectators are expected to stand during the national anthem. The policy specifies that no gestures of demonstration or protest are allowed. Oh, that reminds me of the school district. Remember the letter we read last year of protests that our school district had? It was sent to us by the lawyers and stuff like that we weren't supposed to read, that we read?
No.
No?
No.
Wait, speaking of which, where's Mr. Brown's computer at? Is it still there? Wait a minute. Is that the hard drive that I have here with me?
Yes.
Oh!
Maybe.
Oh, sweet. I think it is.
No, I don't know. I don't know.
I don't know either. Anyway, I don't remember. Somewhere there's a hard drive with information on it. Anyway.
It probably got e-wasted. I mean, everything did.
Oh, that's right, because everything that was in the office got cleaned out, and that computer was in the office.
Yep.
Fuck. Should have been faster. Anyway. Oh well. Don't feel like reading the actual policy. Superintendent Trey Blasingame. Fuck? What kind of last name is that? Says the policy was created out of respect for fallen soldiers. He adds that the whole community is very patriotic, and a war memorial is one of the first things visitors see when they drive into town. The policy says student violations will be handled on a case-by-case basis. The Blasingame says the school won't punish students who don't stand during the national anthem. Well, why to go through the links to say all of this other shit then, if they're not going to be punished? Whatever. When our policy states that our student athletes, students, and patrons are expected to stand, that is simply it, said Blasingame in an email. We have expectations for our students, whether that is making good grades, being polite, courteous, and respectful, or being good citizens. Blasingame says that they haven't had any pushback at the school, but the American Civil Liberties Union says public schools can't legally implement such policies, calling it unconstitutional. Stewart Public Schools' new policy is blatantly unconstitutional and unenforceable, said Brady Henderson, ACLU legal director. The Supreme Court has made clear that students have rights to express themselves. Our Constitution guarantees that public schools can neither mandate forced displays of patriotism and nationalism, nor forbid lawful protests against injustice. Stewart Public Schools have chosen to violate both of these guarantees. The school district's leaders are in desperate need of a First Amendment lesson, one that they are likely to receive swiftly in the event they actually attempt to enforce this unlawful policy. About 250 students attend school at Stewart Public Schools, according to the Oklahoma Department of Education. This is a tiny town there. 250. That was about the size of a graduating class.
Yeah.
250. Jesus Christ, it's tiny. But anyway.
There's like 4 people in freaking senior class.
This is like my mom's school level. Dude, they only have 10 people like graduate or whatever in a class of 20 or something like that. In Blessing or whatever the fuck it was.
Yeah.
But anyway, so this is the last story of the night. I want to thank you guys for coming out and staying out. If any of you guys are still here, probably not. Nobody loves me anymore. But, yeah, everybody have a great night. I'll see you online, I think, tomorrow. Will we do anything tomorrow? I want to play BDO tomorrow, maybe. All night. I don't know. I don't know. There's no other ideas of anything.
Red Bull, Jaeger, and VR.
You said we were going to do VR last Friday.
Yeah, but I said...
Red Bull, Jaeger, and VR doesn't sound like a good idea.
No, it sounds like a great idea.
It sounds like, I'm really fucked up in VR.
That's even
And
better.
then you take off the headset. I'm really fucked up. And this feels like VR.
See? It's perfect.
No. Yeah. But anyway. Well, we'll do stuff this weekend. I'll stream maybe. I haven't streamed all this week because I've been playing BDO. I figure that's more. I realize I need to start streaming more and just stream whatever the fuck I'm doing because that's all I'm doing all day is playing games. I don't know why I don't stream it. I don't know. I feel like people don't watch me be boring or something. It's weird.
I mean, from what I've heard of it, I think BDO. It's got a lot of mixed ratings and reviews right now. People are apparently saying that it's a deep grindy game, and that the game is doing everything it can to like get you up quickly, so that way it can slow you down even faster to try and push its like DLC packs to try and sell you on advancing the game quicker.
As far as I can tell, I'm gonna have to go with no. You advance really fast. There is no max level supposedly, as Highkick says, but like the number 1 ranked person, I guess in the world or whatever, for level is at 61. So like the Highkick says the soft cap's at 57. 57 is whenever like your experience game just grinds to super slow.
Yeah, because what the people were saying is that after 50, that you can't do that. It just halts.
Yeah, but that's how the game is. You're like after 57 or at 56 or whatever, you can do basically anything in the game. You can go to run around the world, kill anything, do anything. So you start doing guild wars and stuff, which I intend to get all of us into. Or start doing guild wars. But that's it. I mean, like, it's kind of fun. I like the combat. I like the characters. Like the system is like severely Asian. Like the characters look super Asian and stuff like that. It's pretty cool.
You think you have time to cover that?
Yeah. What? What?
Yeah, it's a story we have.
Is it a story now?
Mm-hmm. Some crazy and stupid.
Do you really want this Google Cupcake story?
Yes, because it amuses me. I'm getting so triggered by it.
Where's this?
That one. No more.
I'm not able to see anymore. But I don't feel drunk anymore. But I cannot read. Whatever.
Google Maps. One last story for the evening. Google Maps removes cupcake counter after fat shaming backlash. When Google rolled out its new test feature for its iOS maps, it no doubt thought it was helping users stay healthy. Oh yeah. Instead, it succeeded in making some very angry. The tool let people know how many calories they would burn if they walked from point A to point B instead of driving. Sounds fine. Calorie counters are standard features of many personal fitness monitors, such as Fitbits, but Google's had two bugs. First, you apparently couldn't turn off the feature, which I can understand. Giving people the option to turn it off. In case you didn't want to be constantly reminded about what a lazy sloth you are by not walking. And secondly, the app translated calories metabolized into number of mini cupcakes burned, which is just like a cute, fun thing. And then here's a person who's all triggered. They're like, do they realize how extremely triggering something like this is for people who have eating disorders? Not to mention generally shamey. This walk burns around 459 calories. That's more than 4 mini cupcakes. I guess a mini cupcake's 100 calories, give or take. Mm-hmm. And it's like, it's the same person. Why are mini cupcakes a unit of measure? Because it's just a cute, fun little thing. Stupid woman.
It's some sort of food specifically. Yeah, it doesn't really matter.
Yeah. You can measure it in pizza. Mm-hmm. Although then it'd be running in like fractions of pizza sizes or something. Mm-hmm. The cupcakes appear to have struck a nerve on social media, particularly with women. Mm-hmm. You know, these women need to just shut up. Gimmick in the kitchen, I assume. Some asserted the pink pastry icon was tantamount to fat shaming, as well as triggering for people with eating disorders. Look, if you're fat, you know you're fat, that's why you're getting pissed off at this. So fix your shit. Go die. I know I'm a fat fucker. I just don't give a shit.
Is that where you eat lunch tomorrow?
Somewhere.
Huh?
Somewhere. We'll figure it out.
Oh, okay.
As always, somewhere.
Mm-hmm. What are you spooky now?
I don't want you perpetuating fucking diet culture. You have one job, just know. It sounds like a person needs to go on a diet. Blindsided by the online backlash, Google shut it down Tuesday, but CNN reported it was still there. Not everybody was happy about the decision to shut it down. Several people on Twitter called out for what they view as caving to political correctness. It's like, see, this is a man right here. But literal, because it is a man saying this. There's like, world's gone mad. You're shaming people by telling them how many calories they burn, #Google.
Yeah.
And here's a woman saying, I personally don't mind this feature. I choose to walk 20 minutes over a drive and then I could eat a cupcake. See? She gets it. It's just like a fun thing.
Yeah, it's really not a... It's not
a triggering...
Everything is not as bad as people take it to be. People just get offended and they just want to bitch about it and like get a reason to take it down because they're offended.
Mm-hmm.
And like, I'm going to just do... Okay, so with my company... the only reason... Okay, so I want my company to continue to work. I want to grow in Bay City. I want to offend people just like I really do want to walk out on a job one of these days. Like, let's say... For the sake of... Actually, no, we'll talk about that after.
Yeah.
Well, I'm going to have fun with this.
But anyways, thank you ladies and gentlemen for joining us on Tabletop Thursday, episode 28. Please join us again next week. We'll continue to cover the world and events as they come.
Yes, every week, tune in here at Thursday at between 7 and 8 p.m. Central.
Yep. CST.
See you, everybody.
Have a good one.